What's up, YouTube? WeskerGriff coming back with a mail day recap video. Got 3 TTMs to show you, 2 baseball and 1 entertainment return. So pretty rare that I get an entertainment return in, but I did send a couple out pretty recently back in July and August. So a couple of them were out. And I also got some contest winnings. And I also got some thoughts on the Orioles season that I would like to share. Because unfortunately their season did end today. But first, let me go show the TTMs. The first one here is coming out of Baltimore, Maryland. This did not take too long, only took 6 days. Coming from former Oriole Ron Hansen. Signed this 1959 Topps in blue Sharpie. It looks really awesome. And signed this index card. And I asked him to inscribe 1960 American League Rookie of the Year, and he followed that request. So that was really cool to get 2 successes from Ron Hansen. Really happy to see that come back. He was at Brooks Robinson's statue night, so I talked about that in my letter, so that was really cool. And then the next one's also coming out of Baltimore, Maryland. This is coming from Oriole pitcher Zach Britton, signed in blue Sharpie here. Was really happy to see this come back. I really like that he switched to blue. I know he was doing a lot of his TTMs in black, and personally I like getting them in blue more than black, and this came out really cool. So that took about 50 days. So a nice addition there. And finally, I got the 1 entertainment return. It is coming out of Hudson, New York. Was really happy to see this back. Sent this out a while ago. This is coming from Jeffrey DeMunn, who was Dale on The Walking Dead. Signed this card here, black right here, Jeffrey DeMunn, and then wrote on the back, to Eddie. So that's cool. And then he also signed 2 photos I enclosed. Jeffrey DeMunn, Dale, and then he put to Eddie up in the cloud there. So that's nice. And then he also signed this really cool photo. To Eddie, thanks for watching. Jeffrey DeMunn, Dale. So really cool. I did send to a couple Walking Dead people to get their signatures. I sent to, obviously, Jeffrey DeMunn. I sent to Iron R.E. Singleton. I sent to Stephen Yoon. And I think I sent to 1 more. I have to check my book, though. But yeah, those were my returns. And also got a sub-contest winning from Adrian Gonzalez Fan 23. Won his sub-contest a little while back. I plugged it up. I forget how many subs it was. It was a little bit ago. But I can't believe I actually won this. I came in 2nd place. Taka Tanaka Giants came in 1st. And he took the George Brett vintage rookie card. I thought this would have been claimed immediately. But lo and behold, an official Major League signed baseball of Raleigh Fingers with the Hall of Fame 92 inscription and the 81 SY MVP. So on an official Major League ball. So really, really, really cool there. I know I have several A's fans that are on my channel. So that is really an awesome addition. So really happy to add that. Thanks, Francisco. Really appreciate that. Going to leave his channel down below for people to check out. And I highly suggest checking out his channel. And talking about the O's, unfortunately, they did lose tonight against Sabathia. I didn't get to watch the game because I have work on Friday. And I took off last Friday to watch the wild card game. So I didn't want to take 2 Fridays off in a row. Honestly, I didn't see them beating Sabathia. It was kind of like with the Athletics. I didn't expect them to beat Verlander either, and they lost last night. And the A's and the O's kind of had magical seasons. And going into this season, I really didn't have any high expectations for the Orioles. They didn't really make too many flashy off-season moves. So a lot of people were pretty much flying under the radar the whole year. I will say that I'm really disappointed by the fact that the media really never gave them their due respect because they always kept saying, you know, the Orioles, that team. Even when they were battling to get the division, it was, oh, the Rays are going to come up and take the Orioles, and they're going to win the wild card. So, and then Keith Law with all these garbage articles he was writing because he said that the Orioles were a fluke, and pretty much talking about their run differential. Because if you look at the Orioles, their run differential was in the negative, which is not normal per se for winning baseball teams. But anyway, they had a really awesome season. Chen had a stellar rookie year. Hamill was a really big surprise. If he got hurt in the middle of the season, it would have been nice to see what he would have done with a full year under his belt. And, you know, they're going to have a lot of decisions to make in the offseason because they have a ton of pitchers going to be in the starting rotation. They're going to have Chen. They're going to have Britton. They're going to have Hamill. They're going to have possibly Dylan Bundy. They're also going to have Chris Tillman and Miguel Gonzalez, and also Wada, who's also signed for 2013. So that's about 6-7 starters right there. So they're going to have to make some decisions there. And I imagine that they'll probably go out and maybe look for a DH because Tomey won't be coming back. So definitely something to keep an eye on there for the O's. I will say that I really thought that it was an awesome season. I don't think no Oriole fan should definitely hang their head. They probably lost to a Yankee team that's probably going to go to 6 or 7 games against the Tigers. I don't think the Yankees will win the World Series. I think they do have some holes, but we will see what they do against the Tigers. And what else can I pretty much say? Can't really think of anything. Oh, I will say the one disappointing thing I will say about the series against the Yankees was that Adam Jones, Matt Wieters, Mark Reynolds, Hardy to an extent, they all completely disappeared. It's pretty funny how baseball works. The entire year, all Orioles fans were saying, you know, if we get a chance to get to the postseason, is our pitching going to hold up? Is the bullpen going to hold up? And the pitching and the bullpen were absolutely phenomenal. Jim Johnson had a couple rough starts here and there, but, you know, it's the postseason. You're not going to go perfect. And their pitching, the starting pitching and the bullpen, Darren O'Day, Brian Mattis, they were absolutely stellar. And it's disappointing to see that Adam Jones, I think he went 1 for 24. Matt Wieters, I think, only had 2 hits. Mark Reynolds only had 2 hits. Ian Desmond of the Nationals got about 7 hits in the NLDS, to put that into perspective. And really, as a Phillies fan and an Orioles fan, it really reminds me of what Adam Jones went through in this division series. Reminds me a lot of what Chase Utley went through in 2007 when the Phillies first made the playoffs. I think he went 1 for 24 or something like that. And Ryan Howard really struggled too. So maybe the Orioles will have a deja vu effect there where Adam Jones and Matt Wieters, who were the 2 guys that carried them the most of the season, struggled. So I don't buy into that whole, you know, they're young and inexperienced thing. I think that's a load of crap and it's pretty overrated. I mean, look at the Giants in 2010. They had all young kids on their team, and they went to the World Series and won it against the Rangers, who were all the veterans. So I think that's a really overblown thing. But the better team, unfortunately, won, and that was the Yankees. That Raul Ibanez thing was killer. So, and that's another thing. Final point. That's the other thing that I'm going to say that's a little irritating with the series was that they shut down Cano, who everyone was jocking, was saying he was the hottest hitter in baseball coming in. They absolutely shut him down. They shut down Teixeira. They absolutely decimated A-Rod. He did not do one thing in that series. And they held Jeter in check, and they get beat by Raul Ibanez. And then in that one game, hitting those 2 home runs. And Russell Martin in the other game, he was hitting like 211 during the season, but he gets that one clutch hit. So tip your cap. Good job for the Yankees, but as I said, Orioles fans, got to hold your head up high. It was a very good season, so sorry if this video was a little longer. I can really get into it and talk for hours about it, but those were my general thoughts. Hopefully this video uploads properly and you get to hear my opinion. So thanks for watching, guys, and take care. Peace.